everyone, a very, very good afternoon to you all. The absolute warmest of welcomes to this Premier Address 1, Coral Court in Boronia, on what is a magnificent Melbourne afternoon, quite fitting as the property that we have on offer is as equally as magnificent. On behalf of the brilliant team at Biggin & Scott Knox, my name is Michael McKenny. It is my absolute pleasure, it is my privilege to be assisting you here today with your obvious real estate endeavours. Now, spread throughout the crowd are many of my friendly Biggin & Scott colleagues who are all here on hand, on deck, ready to assist you in any way that you may need. So throughout today's proceedings, should you require any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to them, as they'll be more than glad to lend a hand. Now, for those of you who are determined to be our new owner, I wish you courage with your endeavours. Just be with confidence, knowing that I'm simply here to assist you and guide you in achieving those real estate ambitions. Before we commence the bidding, there are a few things I do need to touch on, more namely the terms and conditions of the auction and, of course, the rules. Now, the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of today's auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any bids or offers for a property after it has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors do have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders upon request. Now, the law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and it does provide fines for this conduct. Now, the rules to permit vendor bids, the words I'll use during the auction to indicate making a bid on behalf of the vendor are simply vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Now, the highest bidder here today will be the successful purchaser, subject to our vendor's reserve price. If you are the lucky buyer here today, your obligations will be simply twofold. Number one, we're required to autograph the contract of sale, acknowledging the terms, conditions, and of course the price of the auction. Number two, be required to pay a deposit equivalent to a slender 5 or 10% of the final sale value, with balance due at settlement being a flexible 90 to 120 days time from today's date. Now, made available for your perusal, this auction documentation, which indicates the property we are selling here today, is more formally described on Certificate of Title Volume 10396, Folio 398, being Lot 2 on Plan Subdivision 412121, otherwise known to you and I as 1 Coral Court in Boronia, but known to a very, very select and fortunate few as home. Chattels included in today's sale, all fixed floor coverings, window furnishings and electrical light fittings of a permanent nature as you have inspected them. Now, seeing as this documentation has been made available throughout the marketing campaign and most certainly here today for the last half an hour, I'm taking it to be fully read and fully understood. Well, folks, a property with this much character and this much charm don't become available very often. Rarely do we find homes in this particular pocket of Boronia Heights with this much potential and this much opportunity. A single level, low maintenance, 3-bedroom property of this magnitude certainly appeals to a wide range of buyers. Whether you are looking to enter the property market for the first time, whether you are downsizing from a larger family home but you don't want to sacrifice comfort, or whether you are looking to begin or add to your current property portfolio, this property will suit your buying needs. To the buyer here today, you'll be purchasing a property that ticks the absolute holy grail of boxes when it comes to purchasing real estate. It is, of course, the one that we all know being location, location, location. At your fingertips, you have a kaleidoscope of cafes, restaurants and hotspots. We have numerous public transport options if driving is something that you can't do or that you would rather not do. And of course, we have a schooling belt that undoubtedly stacks the deck in your child's favour for their future. Folks, a home like this one is truly special, and I think it can only be described as a piece of real estate magic. Can I make one suggestion to you? Don't let this one vanish before your eyes. Folks, interest rates are at an all-time low. I've never ever seen a better time to invest in your future, invest in good quality real estate, and what better way than here today? It is on that note I submit it to you. 1 Coral Court in Boronia, in your hands now, calling for opening bids, opening offers, quite happy to cite at any reasonable figure that you like. Name your figure. The traditional 1-minute silence at the start of an auction. Quite happy to cite at any figure that you like. Name your price. I can kick it off myself. Would rather invite a live bid from the crowd, but I can start it off if I have to. It does take a brave soul to kick off an auction. I do promise once you make that first bid, you will gain your momentum and will be a lot more confident for you from that moment on, I do promise. Well, guys, you leave me no choice. I'm quite happy to start at a nice, easy, gentle figure of, let's say, $450,000. And from here, we'd love to think maybe we'll travel on 25s on the advance, call it $475,000. So we're at $450,000 now with a vendor bid travelling in 25s on the advance to call it 475. At $450,000 now, should only be instinctive bidding at these sort of levels. At $450,000, given what we have and where we have it, there should be a Mexican wave of hands at this point in time. So we're at $450,000 now, searching for 25s on the advance. First call. Second call now at 450,000. Third and final call at 450,000. Well, folks, as I said, I do understand, I certainly appreciate that it can be quite daunting kicking off your bidding and putting your hand up in the air, but I do promise you, once you make that first bid, you will feel a lot more at ease and it will be certainly free-flowing. You do have to bid to buy, ladies and gentlemen. So we're at $450,000 now, searching for a gentle rise of 25s on the advance to call it $475,000 to go. At $450,000 now, searching for 25s. First call at $450,000. Are we happy to let it go? Second call now at $450,000. Third and final call at $450,000. Well, just to provide you that better guide on value, I will put in a vendor bid at that level I was calling for. So against myself at $475,000 now, opening it up to you guys for another 25s on the advance to round me up to a next 500. So we're at $475,000 now, searching for 25s on the advance. One Coral Court in Boronia, 3-bed, 1-bath, low maintenance home. You will not find a better opportunity than this. So we're at $475,000 now, searching for rises of 25 to take me to 5. $475,000 once, twice now at $475,000. Third and final call. Are we happy to let it go? Folks, just got to seek instructions. Be back with you in 1 minute. Thank you for your patience, folks. The owners, I have one motivation in mind. The owners have one motivation in mind, and that is to sell their property today, but we're obviously not at a level that they are happy to depart from their property at right now. So we're at $475,000 now. I'm going to open it back up to you guys, still searching for $25,000 on the advance. So we're at $475,000. First call at $475,000. Twice now at $475,000. Third and final opportunity at 5. Welcome in and good luck. At $500,000 now. Live bid here. Inviting it over to everyone else. We're at $500,000 now. We'll stay in 25s on the advance. We'd love to think maybe $525 from here. So at $500,000 now. One bidder here in front. She's first to the door. She's got the keys in her hand at the moment. So at $500,000 each now. Searching for 25s on the advance. First call at $500,000. Twice at $500,000. Third and final call at $500,000. Alfie, did we say it needs 25? No. Bear with me, folks. We'll seek more instructions. Again, thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Live bid confirming a bid of 500,000. Yep. What I'm going to do, if there's no other bids, I'm going to put in my last vendor bid. And if there is no further bidding from that moment on, obviously the property will be passed in. But if I encourage you to all put your hand up, because this is your time, this is your chance to secure a property in this rising market. So I'm back against you with a vendor bid at 525. Would love to invite you back in to say 550, but that is the last vendor bid I am going to be putting in here today. So at $525,000 now, do we say 550 on your behalf? At $525,000 now, secure a property in this rising market. First chance at $525,000. Twice now at 525. Third and final call at 525. Well, folks, just a timely reminder, with auctions in Victoria, the best position to be in at all times is the highest bidder, because if I do pass the property in on a vendor bid, no one reserves the right to exclusivity in negotiating with our owners post-auction. However, if I do pass the property in on a live bid, you have the first and exclusive rights to negotiate. So I would encourage you to put your hand up now. I've been happy to go in tens if it makes it easier. So we're at $525,000 now, searching for 10, 20, 25s on the advance. So we're at $525,000 now. I will be passing it in after 3 calls if there is no further bids from here. At $525,000 now, once, twice now at 525. Third and final call. Man, do we say 535? Gentle 10? You're not saying no, that's enough for me. At 525,000, would love to say 535. No? Happy to let it go, happy to pass the property in. No? We're calling it 3 more times, folks. If there is no bids after this third call, the property will be passed in, and because it is a vendor bid, no one reserves the right, so it will be open slather. Essentially, anyone can come and put their interest post-auction. So we're at $525,000 now, calling it 3 times, once, twice now at $525,000. Third and final opportunity at 525. Well, folks, you leave me no choice. I will be passing the property in at $525,000. If you do have interest in the property, I suggest that you hang around post-auction and come and speak with one of our colleagues. Other than that, thank you for attending. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.